Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. All praise be to Allah the Almighty, and peace and blessings be upon our Prophet Muhammad, the Prophet of Mercy. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this program, a program through which we look at glimpses from the life of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and share that with you and me in our lives. Glimpses from the life of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam today will focus on a certain aspect through which the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam would select the leaders of the Muslim community. It starts with being in the car with my grandson, and he looked at me and said, "Look at the board, the street board." And I said, "Looked at the street board, it's written Street Attab ibn Asid Road." He said, "Who is Attab ibn Asid?" And that was in Mecca. I looked in the books of Sirah looking for who Attab was and why he would have such a significant to be put in one of the main road in Mecca. When the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam liberated Mecca on the 8th year of Hijrah, he appointed Attab ibn Usayd to be the first governor of Mecca. But what really attracted my attention when looking at this incident in the life of the Muslims, there were many people in Mecca of high caliber, of experience. Attab was around 20 years old. So to our standard, he was too young to be appointed to be the governor of the most sacred land on earth and to be appointed by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But it's Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam ability to recognize talent, leadership skills, regardless of age, kinship, or any other relationships. When he appointed Attab, he said to him, "Attab, do you know whom I asked you to govern?" Attab looked at him, because this is a question that needs a response from the Prophet ﷺ. He said, "I made you to govern the people of Allah Azza wa Jal. And if I had known anybody who is better than you to take that position, I would have appointed him to take that position." So Attab, being 20 years old or so, did not prevent the Prophet ﷺ from appointing him to be the governor over all people on the greatest land on earth. Attab was given 2 dirham as a salary from the Prophet ﷺ, and he used to say, "Who think that he needs more than 2 dirhams for his sustenance for the whole day, then he's wrong, because the Prophet ﷺ gave me that as a salary." Attab, on that young age, he was also appointed to lead the Hajj for that year. When people came from all over the Arab Peninsula to perform Hajj, Attab was the leader of Hajj. Imagine this young man standing in front of all these people from different tribes, from different localities, different ages, different backgrounds. And this young man, appointed by the Prophet as the governor of Mecca, was leading. So Attab is an exemplar for all Muslim young people, that they have the potential to be leaders. They have the potential to make a difference in life. Later on, Attab had to leave Mecca. I think it was at the time of Umar, at the time of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu. And he appointed somebody else. When Abu Bakr asked him, whom did you appoint to be at your place as a deputy governor of Mecca? He said, Ibn Abza. He said, who is Ibn Abza? He said, one of our ex-slaves. He said, you appointed an ex-slave to govern the people of Mecca, to be the governor of Mecca? He said, yes, leader of the believers. But this man is memorizing the Quran. These are the credentials that are required for real leadership. It's not age, it's not degree, it's not relationship. No, it's based on potentials. People who have the ability to rule, the ability to lead, ability to be exemplar in their own actions, the ability to guide others. And this story of Attab ibn Asid, may Allah be pleased with him, and his appointment by the Prophet ﷺ to be the governor of Mecca is worthy of contemplation, of study, of digging into the criteria based on which the Prophet ﷺ would appoint the leaders, the people who would lead in the expeditions, the people who would be appointed to be governors. Look what he did to Mu'adh. Mu'adh was 20 years something when the Prophet ﷺ appointed him to go to Yemen and really advised him, saying that you'll go to a people of a book, people of knowledge, people in a previous religion. They were not pagans. They were not idol worshippers. They had the Old Testament, the New Testament, the Torah, and the Injil. So he appointed a man of knowledge to go there and teach the people, because they will be asking serious questions about Islam, about previous revelations. Therefore, you need somebody of this caliber to be appointed to this kind of people. And this is why the Prophet ﷺ appointed Attab after realizing that he was the right person to be the first governor appointed by Prophet Muhammad ﷺ of Mecca. And he made a very interesting advice, serious advice to him, said, Attab, I appointed you to govern the people of Allah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.